you are those Americans. You are the SS American Memorial. It's estimated that there's about 4,000 World War II veterans left. Today I want to recognize a couple of them in attendance. Is all of our World War II veterans sitting under the tent here? So we have 3 of you. I want to recognize my father-in-law, Jim Olbrich, U.S. Navy. What's your name, sir? William Crook. We want to recognize Mr. Crook. Last week I had the distinct honor and privilege of having my first woman World War II veteran come to the SS American Memorial. She was not just any woman. She's First Lieutenant Josie Reeves. She was part of the Liberty ship. She was a unit of 40 women that set up on Normandy Beach right after the invasion, handling all the trauma care, which would be amputees and head traumas. Mrs. Josie left Normandy and went to Utah Beach, where she told me basically no one was alive. Mrs. Josie left from there, following the troops all the way through Europe, ending up at the Battle of the Bulge, earning 4 battle stars and 1 Bronze Star. The day she visited, she had about 60 young combat medics going through school, and she was able to share her story with them. And I remember her story really evolved around one thing. She said, you know, the war was about taking care of each other. That's all we did. We just took care of each other. And as she spoke to those young kids, she says, y'all better learn how to take care of each other, because I think y'all are in short supply. To you World War II veterans, in my opinion, you are the only reason we are standing here today. As I had Miss Josie in the memorial, sitting there talking about her history, I said to her, Miss Josie, I want to apologize to you. I am shamed at the way that this country has become after all of y'all's sacrifices. We have become so complacent. We do not remember Mr. Crook, Mr. Olbrich, and Mrs. Reeves. Any one of them would tell you that they would trade places teaching the real history of our founding fathers' sacrifices and the sacrifices of the generations of Americans that came after them. In the first 100 years of existence, over 683,000 Americans lost their lives, with the Civil War accounting for 623,000, or 91%. Comparatively, in the next 100 years, a further 626,000 Americans died through 2 world wars and several more regional conflicts, with World War II representing 65% of that total. Using this comparison, the Civil War might well have been the most costly war America has ever fought. Think about that. Fighting against each other. Keep in mind, as we witness the divide that is being created within our country today, a country that has lost a sense of values, a country that has lost its self-respect, a country that has lost its way due to corruption and complacency. For the last 16 years, this location and its founders of this event has watched our country's culture as it has declined. A location and event that runs on values, demands respect of our veterans, and offers a sense of honor and integrity. The history of this event is provided in the insert in your program of how this all came about. With the dedication of the SS American Memorial on July 3, 2014, this location has taken on a life of its own. During its first full year in 2015, the memorial and grounds witnessed over 2,200 visitors, an average of 6 per day at me and my wife's back door, to include over 1,300 wounded warriors and active duty trainees. In conjunction with affiliate Wish for Heroes, the SS American Memorial helped administrate over $22,000 in financial aid to warriors, veterans, and Americans in need. These needs included plane fare to send a warrior home to die with his loved ones, bus tickets for lost soldiers just trying to find their way home, insurance payments, auto, electrical, and basic necessities, to include on-site extended stay housing, drug and alcohol counseling, and job search. At the end of the day, this location offered hope to those in need, and more important, it got the job done with no other net gain than to help our fellow man. A location driven by values, old school values that are not taught in today's environment. A location that is made up of old school Americans. You are those Americans. You are the SS American Memorial. Today we have a vision for this property that includes a master development plan. A vision that includes the next Arlington, a cemetery. A vision that includes a hospice facility so our warriors can die with respect. A vision that includes PTSD counseling centers so we can heal our warriors' minds. A vision that includes a library so that we may learn of our country's sacrifices. And a vision that includes a sanctuary so that we may witness before our God. A vision that offers an outdoor park, providing therapeutic respite for care for all Americans. This vision's most important ingredient will be one of humility. There will be no individual or corporate names on these buildings. There will be no brick pavers displaying our family names. You will not be able to purchase or buy a spot for your legacy. Here, a person's legacy starts at the end of his or her life when they are displayed in the marble orchard, the cemetery. Legacy of humility. As I recently shared this vision with a young Marine, he stated, so let me get this straight. As we drive through this property, we will see the sacrifice. We will be able to learn of the sacrifice in the library, the history. And as we travel down the road to the memorial grounds, we will be able to celebrate the sacrifice. My family is prepared to donate our largest asset to see this vision come to fruition. A legacy team is in development stages that will include contractors, architects, engineering, legal, and financial. We will walk slowly and we will plan methodically and we will persevere so that we may get this exactly right for the future generations. Over the past 6 months, we have formed the SS American Memorial Foundation. At this time, I'd like to introduce our board of directors. Commander Marty McDonough and his wife, Kathy. Rick Percy, United States Navy veteran, joined by his wife, Angela. Rich Densman, U.S. Navy veteran. Senior Chief Al Leindecker, joined by his wife, Linda. And our Executive Director, Lieutenant Colonel Bob Sauter, U.S. Marine Corps. This foundation will not only be a location as described in our vision, but it will be a foundation that offers Americans an avenue of philanthropy to those that are tired of putting their hard-earned dollars and labor into another suspect, not-for-profit program that is rife with greed and complacency. We will use this location as a means for our associate nonprofits that have been vetted to hold fundraisers free of charge so that they may further their ministry. We will hold our own fundraisers, and we will use a portion of the proceeds to donate to fledgling nonprofits that fit within our overall goal of helping fellow Americans in need. But these needs will not be a welfare program. These will be real needs. Currently, we have set up our endowment fund with the New Braunfels Area Community Foundation to ensure long-term perpetuity, a fund that also offers flexibility for future scholarship fund creation for the worthy youth of tomorrow. Now comes an important question. Why is my family doing this? Simple. God, family, and country. At some point in all of our lives, we will be called to sacrifice for each of these. If our system of values is lost, then each will be lost as well. All of us will see the demise of our culture. My family and my fellow veterans ask nothing more of you than to share our vision. Feel free to get involved with a truly unique American project, a project built around the American Trinity. In God we trust. E pluribus unum, from many, one. The goodness that America stands for is jeopardized by not knowing what it means to be an American. This location will keep it in the forefront as you drive through and see the sacrifice continuously, removing complacency. It will keep our history alive in an architectural building displaying strength and size that rivals the Parthenon in Greece. We are not messing around here. As we come to a close, I would offer to you to keep in mind the words of the veteran letter that my daughter's written to President Jenny Carter. The only reason this United States is the greatest country in the world is because of the people who are willing to die for their beliefs. Americanism is a learned trait. It is not instinctual. I know, because I'm proud to say, that veteran letter was written by Navy veteran submariner second class electrician's mate Morris Gene Russell, my father. This event is not a German event, it's not an Irish event, it's not an African event, it's not Chinese, it's not Hispanic, it's not Spanish, it's not Japanese, it's not Russian, Polish, or Italian, and it is in no means a Muslim event. It is an American event, and we are Americans. God bless you all, and God bless these United States. I don't have the time to recognize every person that has helped in this endeavor. And as y'all can see, this is a lot of work. But y'all know me well enough when I say I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for what y'all have done for me, all these veterans, and all these Americans. Understand that the only reason I am doing this is for my daughter. I'm not worried about me. I can take care of myself. Y'all should be very concerned with the future of this country and these kids. If we don't get this right for them, they got a hard row to hoe. My family and I will continue this event every 2 years. I don't give a hoot if it's 25 people that shows up or 2,000. I will not give up, I will not bend, and I will not break. I will lead by the front. I will set an example for my kid, as we as parents should. If I had a nickel for every parent that came here and said, I need to send my kids to you, Craig Russell, to get them trained up, I say to you, no, leave the kids at home. You come here, and I'm going to train you up.